Hi, Luke. I was,
Hello, mate. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm even better being on here.
Bless you. Well, you are the other half of Tough Talks, which I nearly welcomed you to Brave Every Day then, but I need to stop that. Yeah, absolutely. But no, thank you. I'm really excited because it's the second episode now and we've got a good subject this month. So yeah, unrealistic expectations. What's your
Yes.
view on it?
Yeah. To be honest, for me, growing up, there was no unrealistic expectations for me. I thought, well, I still think you can do anything and you can beat anything. It's not going to happen in the same day. It's probably not going to happen in the same week or month. But I generally believe you can do anything. But I do see a lot of people with the unrealistic expectation mindset. And I think it kills a lot of people, or at least it kills their dreams. I do feel bad for them. And you know what? Sometimes, again, I said it last time, sometimes we lose. So what? Just keep going. But for me, there's no unrealistic expectation. But there is a time limit on it. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen next week. But it will happen at some point if you do believe in it. That's my view on it. Like,
Yeah, I think there's also so many different meanings to, like, so many different angles to this as well. Like some of the
100%.
some of
Yeah.
the questions we got, like my view on unrealistic expectations, like you just said about there isn't one because you can do anything you put your mind to. I absolutely love that. And that's one of the reasons why we got on so well, because you've got such a strong mindset and I admire that. And a lot of people I think could learn a lot from you having that. Like the only person stopping you is you.
Yeah. This is it. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's that I love. But I think my take on it slightly is also unrealistic expectations from others. So
Yes.
what they think you should be doing or what they
Yes.
expect from you, which leads me on to one of the questions that we got. So we'll do that first. It's a friend of mine and she's a single mum and she was asking about the unrealistic expectations of what's expected of her working full time, being a single mum with two children. She's got one adult child as well.
Yeah.
And I think with that, it can be really hard because you're only one person.
Yeah.
So doing
Of course. Yeah.
everything all the time can be super, super hard. But for anyone, it could be a single mum, it could be a single dad, it could be a working mum that's kind of still running the show, you know, still the producer of everything. But yeah, I think for me, that sets me back to the good old days, what I call the Fred Flintstone days, where the woman should be in the kitchen and the
Yeah.
woman should be doing all of the, all of the housework and the washing, the ironing, the cooking, the cleaning, all of that kind of stuff. But I don't think anybody should be entitled to have that mindset on it if the woman's working too.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. And I think that's a great point as well. Looking at it like through different eyes and different situations as well. I think that's a great point. How do you feel about it all?
So for me,
I can tell you're right there with it. So go on.
yeah, I'm on the edge of my seat. I've got quite a few different opinions, and I think it definitely depends on people's circumstances. Everybody's
Yeah,
circumstances
100%.
are different. I'm lucky that I work from home full time in cybersecurity. Obviously, I do my Brave everyday stuff as well, sort of evenings, weekends. I've always been I followed in my mum's footsteps to an extent because when I was old enough to cook, I cooked for my dad and my brother when my mum used to go for aerobics classes, or maybe she'd go out with the girls, one night a month or something. So I've always kind of been a bit of a feeder. I've always been someone, I enjoy looking after the people I love and care about. That's always been sort of part of my makeup, if you like. But I also think that when it comes to doing everything for everyone and working full time and still having to, clean
Yeah.
the house and all of that on a weekend, you can resent it slightly.
Yeah, no, I get that. I think with what you're saying there as well, it depends on certain people's relationships as well, doesn't it? And what they want and how they work and all that sort of stuff. I know two completely different relationships. One is very old school, where it is like that, where the person's lady does all the stuff and the fella goes out and brings in the money. And I also know a relationship where it's completely the other way. I'm very open to talk about and argument about certain things and stuff. And yeah, it's. I think it does depend on a certain people's relationship and all that sort of stuff. But if you're not happy in it, then it's one of them, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's up to the individual. It's up to the couples, the individuals. What works for one couple might not work for the next, and all of that. I just think you have to be mindful of how people are, how much effort certain people are putting in. I remember watching an Instagram story or reel, and it was a husband and wife, and the wife came home from work and she said, I've had a really hard day today. I'm probably on about 20%. So the husband said, that's all right, I'm on 80. So together they combined
Yeah.
100%. And I think a lot more people should be mindful of that because I think a lot of working mums, people think they're invincible and they can just keep going, keep going, keep going. But that's when you face burnout, isn't it?
100%. What I've noticed, I mean, I've got a 6-month old now. I usually say 6-month-year old for some reason, but 6-month old, and Lou does. I mean, Lou does everything. Like she's she knows what he needs and all sorts. And I'm like sitting there like, oh my god, I feel like an amateur and I feel like she's a pro because of that. She's literally doing everything. She's breastfeeding and all sorts, and I feel like not doing as much, which I'm literally not because she just
You can't breastfeed.
no. Well, he's tried a few times to be fair, but no, I just it's. I think sometimes us men, especially sometimes me, we can underestimate the amount of work that mums do. I know I'm just talking about being a mother and all that sort of stuff, but I certainly do. Sometimes I kind of underestimate it, and it's something that I've looked at myself and thought, okay, she's doing a lot here. But I don't know, reflection and all that sort of stuff, I think it's massively important, especially in a relationship and especially when you've got kids.
Yeah, definitely. I remember when my son was born, he didn't sleep for the first 3 months. The only time he slept was when he was on me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was a lot. And I didn't even know my own name at one stage because
Yeah, it's
sleep deprivation is a real thing. But
yeah. She's going through all that now. Yeah,
yeah, it's not good. I think I was quite lucky though after the 3 months. So when my son was about 8 months old, I started feeding him more in the afternoons and stopped feeding him at night. And it took like a good week or so to sort of get into the swing of it. But I got him to sleep 5 at night till 5 in the morning, unless he was poorly or, had a bit of a cold,
yeah.
and then on. And then when the clocks changed, I managed to do 7 till 7. So, as I said, unless there was a problem, he slept through 12 hours. And I was like, oh, what can I do now? I've got so much time. I can get on this.
Sleep.
Yeah.
Get your head down.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's another thing. If I have my time again, I would definitely sleep when the baby does, because I was trying to make sure that the house was tidy and trying to, clear up after things and trying to get sort of little bits of work done and stuff. Not thinking that it would be going on for as long as it did, but that's not bad. I think everything's experience. But yeah, I think with expectations as parents, there's obviously only a certain amount of things that men can do. Like my husband is a deep sleeper, so he never heard the cries at night, and I'm a really light sleeper, so obviously I'm going to take I'm going to take it on anyway. And also I don't see the point in both of us being awake.
Yeah, yeah. I get that. I mean, that's where we were at kind of thing. But with Luke still breastfeeding and stuff, there's only so much I can do anyway. But I'm looking forward to when he's on the bottle or when he's coming off that. I want to jump on it. I want to jump on it and do the hours and stuff. But she does a lot, and I think it's easy sometimes just to what is it? Not see that. But I see it. I do see it, and I think it's very easy for men to kind of just not expect it, but just not see the hard work that goes in. And being a single parent as well, I don't know how people do that. I mean, I generally need Lou's help. I need Lou's help. I'd just be useless. I'd be absolutely useless. Other men might be different, but I'm terrible. So being a single parent, as that the question that you had, I don't know how it's done. I just don't know how it's done. Yeah, it must be a secret book or something. But
yeah, I think you deal, like we've said this before on previous podcasts. You deal with the cards that you're dealt, and then
yes,
somehow manage to just crack on and get it done, and do 1,000,001 things in one day. But one sentence that I've always said, I'll do anything for anyone as long as it's appreciated as opposed to expected. I
Yes.
think
Yeah. I think that's great.
that's where it comes from. Because as I said, I've kind of, what's the saying? Set up a rod for my own back. That's not the saying, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand. Yeah. Yeah.
I am a giver. I'm a caregiver. I'm a feeder. I like love
Too,
cooking and
too nice to people, you mean?
yeah, maybe not so much now. I've definitely got boundaries in place now, but yeah, I think it's this kind of subject. There's so many different layers to it, isn't there?
100%. I mean, I started off with one way. And then you brought it another angle, and I think it's so important. And there's so many other angles as well that we can't really cover, but 100%. It's such an important question as well. I don't know if I've answered it correctly or whatever, but I've certainly answered it my way, you know, with my experience and stuff.
But there's no right or wrong.
No, there's not. There's not.
It's our opinions.
Yeah, it is. It is our opinion and our experience.
Yeah, no one can say our opinion's incorrect because it's our opinion, right?
Well, yeah, of course.
And just like all the viewers, all the listeners will have their own opinions and they're entitled to those too.
Yeah, of course.
But that's 100%. The point of these, because you see things from a dad's perspective, I see things from a mom's perspective. So this is, this is cool. And I think, as I said, it's very much, everybody's got their own individual opinions and everybody lives their individual lives. So it's down to them. But yeah, it's just important to sort of share these kind of things and find out what other people think. So what was one of your questions?
Well, one of the questions was when I put it up on my story, and one of the questions was, have you ever had an unreal expectation that didn't go well? So I thought about, this is not unrealistic, and obviously it was. Coming back from Africa, I done another documentary called Flintstone, which was on YouTube, and it's a 3-part small documentary. After that, I thought, okay, now what? I'm a type of person that doesn't want to settle with stuff. I don't want to say, oh, I've done that now, I can sit back. I don't want to sit back. It doesn't do me good. So I need to keep going with stuff. And I thought, right, what can we do now? And what can I use my experience in and kind of evidence of what I've done to do something else? One of my expectations was I thought I could. So what I did was I got in touch, or I tried to get in touch with these people for probably the best part of half a year, every other day, who owned or who managed the Colosseum in Rome. And I tried to get in touch with these people, and I think I eventually got in touch with them on Instagram. And I said, look, my name's Luke Leyland. This is what I want to do. I would like to do something in the Colosseum in Rome. And straight away, they put me down. They said, no, sorry, we can't do anything like that. It's very delicate and this, that, and the other. I said, we're not going to do anything like to the walls or anything. It's going to be in the middle of the thing. We'll set everything up. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Can we do something? And he said, no, sorry, Luke, we can't do this. He just put me down straight away. I said, right, I need to speak to your manager. And he said, I'm the manager. We can't do it. I said, what do you mean? Like we can either do bare knuckle, or we can do boxing, or we can do medieval combat. We can do anything, whatever you think's right for the Colosseum. But this needs to happen. And he said, Luke, I'm sorry, this is not going to happen. We can't do this. We've had people before try to do this. We can't do this. So there was 4 words I sent back to him. I haven't spoke to this gentleman since, but this is not over. And I sent it to him because I was fuming. And I spoke to my mate afterwards, and he literally said the words of, I thought that was a little bit unrealistic, to be honest. And I thought, I didn't at the time. But at least I went for it. At least I asked. At least, if he would have turned around and said, yeah, okay, let's see what we can do, then maybe. But looking back now, I think it probably was a little bit unrealistic. And I've done loads of unrealistic things. But I've also done...
Contact him again.
Well, sorry?
I think you should contact him again.
Well, I don't know. I was a little bit moody with him afterwards because he just wasn't having it at all. And as well, I tried to send him the pictures and documentary. And I said, listen, I'm working with this gentleman called Charles Solomon. He's on, we're on BBC Prime, I've had interviews on BBC, and we're on Amazon Prime, and he just wouldn't have it at all. So I thought, bloody hell, how can I get this? But I just thought it was an unrealistic expectation afterwards. I didn't think it was beforehand, but afterwards I thought, okay, maybe I've, bit off more than I can chew there. But I still believe, we can do this. Do you know what I mean? I'm just one of these kind of delusional people, but I'm a delusional optimist. So maybe I'm delusional, but I do believe that we can get some stuff like that done. But, that one didn't work. And there's a few little stories like that hasn't worked for me. And it's one of them, you don't know if it's unrealistic unless you try. That's just me anyway.
Yeah, and that's the thing. What is this saying? To every door that closes, another 3 opens.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah,
So,
definitely,
I
yeah.
know, good for you. You've got it. This saying is a bit cheesy, but I love it. Shoot to the moon. Even if you don't get there, you'll land amongst the stars.
I love that. Someone told me that years ago when I was a kid, and I thought about it ever since. I love that. I
Yeah.
love that.
And I'm shooting to, and that's what I say on a regular basis. I'm shooting to the moon. Everyone can eat my dust.
That's even better.
Brother, do you remember that cartoon?
Yeah, man.
Right?
Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah, with all the dust. But no, I think that's brilliant. How long ago did you get your final no for it?
Oh, this was last year sometime. I think it was when 2025. Yeah.
Maybe there's a different manager now.
I mean, I'd love to do something there. I mean, what a great place to do something. What gave me the idea of it was when I come back from Africa, someone sent me an overview picture of the arena that we were fighting in, and it looked similar to like a Roman arena, an old school, an ancient Roman arena. I started thinking, I can go there, I can do this. And it just, it got stopped in my tracks, but it's one of them. I just think at least I tried. I'd love to have a go again and just say to him, look, is there a different manager now? Can we talk? But he wouldn't even let me I said, can we speak? Can we go on the phone? Can we go on FaceTime? It's like, no, Luke, sorry, this is done and dusted.
They've probably got processes and procedures and red tape there, but you just never know for somewhere like that.
Yeah.
But it would be good to, I don't know, I'm not kind of on this with you now. I want to get this now. So I don't know, maybe we could try a female voice might help. Who knows?
Maybe. Listen, sometimes it does. I've seen that before. So
yeah, but who knows? We'll talk about this offline. So I want to get the yes for you now. I am a bit like that though. The rebel in me, you tell me no, you watch me get a yes kind of thing.
Yeah.
You say I can't do it and you watch me do it. And it's almost my friend Kenny who recorded, he hosted my story. He said openly before that if someone says, oh, you can't do that, then he actually likes the fact that they say that because it gives him more oomph to do it. Whereas if someone says, oh yeah, you could do that, it kind of takes the edge off slightly.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. I totally get it. I agree with that, to be fair. Sometimes I don't know. Some people don't like the no. And I'm the same, I think. I think I'm one of them people, like, as soon as someone says no, I'm like, oh, well, that's me done then. Where other people like to be kind of pushed and there. And I get that. I do get it. But I think I'm one of them people just, I hate the no. And I don't know. I think it upsets me. I think, oh, well, that's it. Then I'm done. I'd like to be like, right, no, I'm not done. You said no, let's keep going. But I think sometimes as soon as someone says no, I think I am one of the people that I'm like that then. Just kaput sometimes. But,
this is you're so passionate about this example that it's going to be disheartening. Like,
yeah, this is it.
In life that aren't going to feel like that, but because you really want to do it. And that's why I want to help you now, because I can feel the passion in you to get it done. And obviously, because I know you and I know obviously all your story with your documentaries, I also think you need to be there doing it. So,
well, to be honest, that was just one example. There's been a couple of times where things hasn't worked out, or I can't do it, whether it's financially or something else or whichever. And it's mate, I've been distraught. I've been like proper down about it. But again, that just shows the passion, doesn't it? You know what I mean? It just shows the passion. It shows how much you put into it and everything else like that. So, but no, I really appreciate that, Luke. I really do.
Yeah, we'll talk about it offline. Right, let me have a look to find the next question. Give me 1 second. I should have written these down really. Right. To what extent do unrealistic expectations contribute to low self-esteem and depression?
What a question.
Yeah, that's
an absolute question.
That was from the lovely Carol.
Do you want to go or?
Okay. I think there's lots of different ways to look at this one again, because I always see things from lots of different sides, which is probably why I'm tired all the time at night, because my brain just overworks. But so if somebody's giving you, so I'm going to use you as an example just for this. If someone's telling you that you've got to do something and it's not possible, or you don't think it's possible. Now, I know obviously with your mindset it's slightly different, but pretend you're not who you are. If you really wanted to do it and you wanted to make them happy and you wanted to reach whatever that goal was, but it really was unrealistic, or there was other people that were part of the plan that were stopping it happening, then it can definitely knock your confidence and your self-esteem.
100%. 100%. The first thing I thought about when you said read out that question then was it's the individual. It's the individual. So if I've had people with me where they've gone, right, okay, what's next? And if I would have said to them, I want to be an astronaut, okay, where do we start? Even though it's completely unrealistic to the modern.
Into the moon, remember?
Well, this is it. I know this person would have been like, okay, where do we start? I want to be prime minister. Okay, where do we start? Yeah, and I think that's important as well. You can't, I'm not, I haven't done all this by myself. You know what I mean? I've had so many important people around me, my mum, my dad, my girlfriend, especially, and things like this. So I think it does depend on the individual and how you see stuff. Like I've said to you there before about the Rome thing, and you went, "Nah, we'll get this done." I love that. I love that because I'm just ready to go. Okay, maybe that was an unrealistic expectation, but you're sitting there going, "No, let's see if we can get this done." And I love that. So I do think it depends on the individual, and you need people around you. I'm starting to believe as I get older, you can't conquer the world on your own. You need someone with you to just be able to go, "Come on, we can do this," whether it's unrealistic or not, whether they know it's unrealistic or not. Okay, we can do this. Come on. But I do feel it depends on the individual, what they said there. And I feel like they whoever said that kind of feels like whatever they're going for is unrealistic. So what? Go for it. Have a crack at it. Dare to fail. Dare to lose, innit? Go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and I think it's good to fail, and we've touched upon this before. It is really good to fail because I think it sort of gives you that and that drive to want to do it more or do it better or change tactics, or again, there's lots of different layers to this, but I think it all depends the angle you're going with this question. But I think
Yeah, again,
it can
yeah.
knock people's confidence 100% because especially if someone they care about asks them to do something and it's not something that they can do, whether it be because of something in their past or whatever, if they then try to do it and they can't, it's almost like 3 steps forward and 2 steps forward and 3 steps back.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think, there's been all sorts of things that have happened in my life that I've tried to do or I've had a no or I've failed that have really set me back because I wasn't the person I am now. Whereas now I'm like, oh, you said no. What else can I do to get that yes?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or I probably would have crumbled and been sad about it for a week and not tried to do something else like that again because of how it made me feel. It not happening.
And that's through experience, would you say?
Yeah, 100%. But also
Yeah.
more carefree. I think I
Yeah.
worried so much about what other people thought for such a long time. So having a no from someone, even if I didn't know this person, if they said no to me, I would take that personally.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Even though they don't know
get it.
me, they don't. I mean, if it's on the phone, they don't even know what you look like. But
Yeah.
that it would be really personal. Whereas now I'm a bit like, I just don't. I don't know. I think it's age for sure.
Yeah, I think that's a massive thing for me as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I think age, I don't think you really know yourself until you get to a certain age. I don't know whether that's because of age actually as a number or because you've grown up or you've been through so many experiences by that time that you change. I don't know. So there's still a part of me that wants that's a rebel and the no's kind of excite me, but there's also the perspective in my head that I won't get as many no's because of how I am and because of my mindset.
Yeah. No, I get that. And I think for me, it's definitely age and experience. You're only going to get experiences as you get older. And I'm learning that now. And I'm starting to understand myself a lot more. Yeah. Yeah. I said something to you before we got online about going around the world just because I thought I was trying to prove something to people. And it was always kind of trying to prove something to myself. And I'm only learning that as I get older. And as you get older, mate, it's an amazing thing because you learn so much about yourself if you're willing to listen, if that makes sense, any sense at all.
No, it makes complete sense. But again, I think it also comes with age that people pleasing isn't the be all and end all. Making other people happy consumed me. I wanted to make other people happy all the time and I forgot about myself. Whereas now I actually remember me, I've set boundaries and there's only only the people that the post I did and the other day about energy, you have to protect your energy because it's really valuable. Because some people will drain my energy. That's why I always say be around radiators, not drainers. So I will pick and choose now who I'm going to spend my time with, depending on how they are as people. If there's somebody in my life that drains me, I don't really want to spend loads of time with them. I want to be with people that uplift me, that want me to do as well as I want them to do. And again, I think that comes with age, because before I would just try and please everybody and forget about me all the time. Whereas now I'm like, no, actually, I will still do anything for anyone I love and care about, but
Yeah.
not
Well, one
not for those that have taken me for granted.
100%. I've only kind of recently seen the same thing really about being with certain people, and that's not good for me. I want to hang about with these certain people. I can't because they're really not good for me. And I've only kind of seen that as I'm getting older and through certain experiences. So yeah, we've had kind of similarities there, definitely.
Yeah, I think also you become a grown up at a certain
You do,
time.
yeah.
Like I've spoken to quite a few people about this before as well. You obviously do you drink?
Every now and then, yeah.
Yeah, but you probably drank when you were younger.
Oh yeah, a lot more.
You probably had a group of drinking buddies. But then I found that sort of the people that I used to go out drinking with when I all of a sudden wasn't drinking, that there wasn't really a relationship because
Yeah,
I didn't want to go out and get legless all night and wake up feeling like death the next day.
yeah,
But then it was where that was almost the glue that held the relationships together. And then as soon as oh, do you want to go for lunch and not drink? How about that? And the answer was always no. So
yeah.
I think people will grow. People grow at different times as well, and people outgrow each other. Relationships outgrow each other.
Yeah, 100%. 100% you do. Which is saying that then, about the drinking thing, I've had it kind of similar. Again, it was about the Africa thing, but coming back from Africa, there's a couple of really close mates that kind of fell out with me for God knows what reason. And when I tried to find out what was going on, they said, oh, you've changed, you're not doing this anymore, you're not doing that. And I thought, yeah, because I'm trying to grow as a person. And they fell out with me for that, without going into too much detail. But eventually, they've come round and you realise that I'm just trying to better myself. And, they're good people as well. It was just, I wasn't doing the same kind of habits or the same kind of things. And I think hopefully through that, you can see, you know what? We're all kind of getting better, or, we're all kind of trying to be grown-ups or be better people. But yeah, it is. When you get older, you start learning about things, especially through certain experiences. And I'm lucky enough that I haven't been through too many very traumatic experiences to be able to see the person that I am now. So yeah, I made up for that. I'm very thankful for that. Like,
oh, bless you. But no, I think the people that you were talking about at first,
yes,
I think it sort of upsets people a little bit. They're like, "Oh, hang on a minute, how come you're growing? I'm not." It's almost like it shines a mirror.
yeah,
And that's another thing about negativity, which you've spoken about. It says
yes,
it shines a light on the person that's doing the trolling and shows that them what they could be doing, but they're not, kind of thing. And I think I'm glad that some people have come round, because bettering yourself, you probably actually helped some of your friends because you decided to start growing and changing and stuff for you, because they end up thinking, oh, actually, look at Luke now, like he's a movie star.
Well, I don't know about that, but it was. Do you know what? It's sometimes things happen in life, and I think, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. When these kind of things happened, and two of them stopped speaking to me and stuff, I thought that didn't make sense to me, and I thought, what? And I've got so many good people around me. I've got me missus, I've got my brothers, my sisters. I'm not like egotistical. I couldn't be egotistical. If I wanted to be. So I thought, what's going on? And it was their issue. And that's what I found out. But it just didn't make sense to me. And that throughout life, when certain things happen, it made sense to me, but that didn't. And I thought, And that was an experience through life, just to say, okay. But they're both talking now, and, they're all right with me and stuff. And I think they realise it was their issue, not mine. But again, it's just an experience. It's just an experience that I can take on board and go through life with now. I've never seen that before. Like, but have you ever had anything like that?
Yeah, I was actually going to say, I get why it didn't make sense to you, and it wouldn't make sense to me either. In fact, it doesn't make sense to me, because you expect anyone that classes themselves as a friend or someone
Yes,
that's supposed to be part of your life to love and care about you to support you in
yes,
whatever you do, especially when you're trying to better yourself. But I've had it. I've had people that I expected to. Was it unrealistic? Probably not. So might not be the best topic for this particular episode, because I don't believe it's unrealistic.
yes,
But people that should, I'll change it. People that I believe should have supported me and should support me, absolute crickets online.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Absolute crickets.
yeah,
And then people that I don't even know and have met this year or since I've started Brave Every Day, like you, for example, who will always
yes,
support me. So yeah,
yeah,
I understand why you didn't understand that. I will never understand it, because I will support everyone I love, everyone I care about, and people that I don't even know. If I believe in what they're trying to do, if I believe they're trying to do something for the better, or I just like them as people, I will support them. So yeah,
yes.
but I also think you and I are quite different to a lot of the people that we're talking about.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that scares some people. I think it scares them, and I think they don't know what to do with that. And I think sometimes it comes out in a different way for them. So
Yeah. It's normally about them, not about you. But if you've got a relationship with them and all of a sudden they just stop showing that they care, that can be a bit of a tougher pill to swallow, I think. So no, I understand completely why you wouldn't understand that, because I'm still racking my brains a little bit. I don't really care about it too much anymore, because I'm learning
yeah,
to let go.
you get on, don't you? And you just start thinking, well, that was that then. Eventually, again, experience. You just time heals all most wounds. I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when you progress yourself, or when you start doing something that's really meaningful and you start learning who you are, I think you end up with like a filter installed that you never actually put it, like unconsciously, and people put themselves where they belong.
Yes, yeah, I think that's brilliant. I think that's a great outlook and a great thing that I'll take from you. To be fair.
Well, if anyone comes back to me and says, "Oh, you didn't speak to me for so and so," you put yourself there. I didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
I agree.
it's tougher than I've ever been. Tougher than I've ever been with something like that, because these people were people that I cared about.
Yes, yeah,
But yeah, you just have to crack on. If you let other people's opinions or other people's lack of giving a shit, then it'll just ruin your day and consume you. And that's one thing I promised myself I wouldn't do. We can't control what other people do. We can only, what is the saying? You can't control what other people do, but you can control how you respond.
yes, that's it. There's another saying as well about it's not what happens to you, it's how you respond to it. And that's another powerful one. I love me quotes. I love me quotes. That's it. It made quotes is if people think, how can you do that, Luke, or how can you do this? Quotes has a lot to do with it, because this is quotes from people centuries ago that's been through all this before, and they're just telling the future how to kind of do it. You know what I mean? So I love quotes.
Yeah, me too. I used to have them on my bedroom wall written out on, those cards I was using for questions. I bought
Yes,
those
yeah, yeah.
aligned cards for years and years and years. And I had certain quotes on my bedroom wall when I was a teenager living at my mum and dad's.
I've got a whiteboard here. I can't really show you because there's lights and stuff in the way, but sometimes, as well as all me, stuff that I've got to do, I write like little bits and bobs on there. And when I wake up, I can see it, and I love my quotes. I love
Yeah,
my
no,
quotes.
I do too. I think sometimes just reading something, and Giles, who I had on the podcast last week, he's a really good guy, and he puts out quotes every day, and some of them really, really like smack me in the face. That
Yeah, definitely.
that like, for want of a better phrase, they're just, I don't know, they just make you. It's like a light bulb moment, isn't it?
Yeah, I think quotes are from people that have been through some stuff without swearing. So it's important to listen to, you know what I mean? And I generally think if we listen a little bit to the past, sometimes we'll be able to tell what's going to happen in the future. And I think listening to certain quotes helps with that. It's helped me a lot. Certain quotes like from certain people, 100%.
Yeah, definitely. That quote, I think, we said about being a parent child running around outside your body. I understood my mum and dad more after reading that quote.
Yeah. I've never heard that before, though, to be fair.
So, see, I'm original.
Yeah. No, there you go. But
Not
no,
on the
100%,
quote.
especially being a parent now.
Yeah.
It's
So there's certain things that there's certain quotes that you read and you're like, oh, but there's certain quotes that they just impact you, and they make you see things from a different side sometimes. Like I did a clip this morning from my podcast with Giles, and it says, like, what I said about, I love what I'm doing, that makes me happy, and it genuinely does. But talking to different people and obviously doing tough talks with you, it can push me. I mean, you and I seem to agree on most things anyway, which is cool. But if we ever didn't, I think obviously we've got mutual respect, so everything will always be fine. I've always said you and I will always be cool. We'll always be friends forever. You're stuck with me.
I was looking forward to a debate, but we seem to agree on stuff.
We're going to have to mix it up at some stage. But I think having these conversations, because they're not surface level, because they're deep and meaningful, it can also open minds up to other people's opinions and their perspective and stuff. And I'm all
100%.
about that. I'm an open-minded person, and I love learning. If I don't know something, I will ask. I'm a very inquisitive mind, and I just love, if I don't know something, I'll find out.
Yeah.
But I just think
I think it's brilliant.
Having the different perspectives, it opens minds up. And what I was going to say earlier is a lot of people are black and white thinkers, like one way or the other, whereas in the middle is a grey area, which I call understanding, and that's where I've always tried to sit.
Yeah, 100%. And I think so many people now are just like, this is the way things are, without being able to sit back and go, okay, let's look at all things. Okay, I still have the same view, but now I've looked at all things. Do you know what I mean?
I love the shire horses. Horses with their blinkers, and they can only see what's in front of them.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know if that's because, I don't know, that's the way they've been brought up or whatever, but there's a lot of stuff that my views on certain things. And there's a couple of people that go like, no, this. And I think, won't you even sit back and just have a little look at other people's opinions? And as well, you'll have a couple of different opinions from me. Doesn't mean we're not going to talk again. Like, but people do. People go like, no, this is it, and this is the way it is, and I don't want to speak to you if you don't think like this. It's just crazy. Some people, but
yeah, that's ridiculous, and that is not being. That's the opposite of being open-minded, because unless it's something really, something that's really personal, and I don't know, I can't even think of a decent example here, but I can't think of any. As long as you respect the other person and their opinion just as they need to yours, there's no reason to fall out.
No, 100% not. But I think it just comes with different people,
and their
people's character and all that. So I think we went on a bit of a mad one from that question, and I do apologise if we haven't stayed on that question. You know what, life, we can just go on for ages, can't we?
Yeah, but that's the whole point.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And every topic that we ever do is always going to have so many different layers, and we can veer off. Well, I'm a nightmare anyway, because you have to literally have a map to work out where I'm going next with my conversation. But that's just the way it goes. But I also think it's good to do that, because it's free flowing and it's natural. And
yes, it is. Yeah.
That's what we're all about.
100%. Mate, I enjoy it. I love it.
Good, because you're stuck with me.
Oh, God.
You're going to have to start charging me for your time now, aren't you?
This is it, yeah, 100%. The bill's already gone through.
But it's funny, I called my dad by accident last night, and he rang me. And I said, "Oh, sorry, Dad, that was an accident," because we've been messaging on WhatsApp. And he went, "That's all right, that'll be a £5." I said, "Are you kidding me? You used to pocket dial me every day. So you owe me about £500. And he was laughing.
Do you ever remember people saying, if you can use the toilet, just leave 20p on the side?
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens here as well.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my girlfriend's mum still says the same. 20p on the side.
We wind each other up all the time. Like, my brother might borrow something of mine or vice versa, and I'll be like, "Yeah, you can borrow it, but that'll be a tenner." Obviously, I'm never going to take from him. But yeah, it's all banter, isn't it?
I love it.
I think how a lot of people are is a lot to do with how they grew up to an extent.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I had the best compliment ever from someone that knows us as a family. And
Go
they
ahead.
said that I'm a combination of my mum and like a perfect combination of my mum and dad. I'm soppy and sensitive and kind like my mum, and I'm witty, sarcastic, and up for a laugh like my dad. And that's like the best compliment ever. I don't know where that came from, but I just thought, yeah,
Best you can be, mate. That's it.
yeah,
Best of both worlds.
absolutely. But I wouldn't, because my mum can be quite shy too. What would you say? Right, let's go back to the topic for a few more minutes.
Okay.
Right. Would you say there was anything that you were asked to do that was really unrealistic, and it could be from when you were a child?
Asked to do. One was grow up. The other thing was I've got a massive family, a huge family, and the a lot of them. Well, there's a certain part of the family that don't get on. And growing up, one of my nephews were like, Luke, you can get everyone together. You can be the holder of the family and this, that, and the other. And I generally thought at one point I could do all this, and it didn't work. I wasn't the main character, and I wasn't this, that, or the other. I couldn't get my family together. People didn't get on for some reason and all that sort of stuff. And that was unrealistic, really. I generally thought I could do it. And people were saying, you're the one that can get everyone together. And I couldn't do it. And it made me kind of, when I grew up, as I'm growing up, it made me think, yeah, like things kind of have to happen on their own. I can't do everything, kind of thing. But that was one thing that was kind of unrealistic looking back. Like, realistically, I shouldn't have really been told that I can sort things out really at a young age. But it happened, and I tried, and it didn't work, and that was really unrealistic for me. Like, but I don't know. It's one of them. It depends what you mean. Sometimes you can think, oh, that was unrealistic. Other times you can think, okay, I failed at that, but I can go again. So again, it's a massive perspective, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's such a, do you know, and I never even really thought about how many different layers to this particular subject until we started talking about it.
Yeah, I didn't until we pressed record, and then I was like, oh my God, there's so many, like, yeah, it's your fault.
Yeah, it is. Oh, my fault. That's all right. I don't mind. We have a laugh anyway, so it's all good. But I think we will always go off on a tangent, and I'm not going to apologise for that either.
This is it. We should have called tangents.
Yeah. We could do a week's episode on tangents, because that's just me all over. I do. I go off on a tangent doing too many different things all at once. One thing I wanted to say about unrealistic expectations before we sort of draw to a close is I think some people expect one person to do everything. And it can be family birthday presents. It can be organising for everybody to meet up, friends, family. But I just think, and now because I've always done it, and I've always been sort of the one to arrange all of these things all the time, whether it be friends or family, in-laws, whatever. But now I'm at a stage where I know I'm one person. I can't physically do it all on my own.
Yeah.
I think I do believe that is an unreal expectation, to think that one person can look after the household, look after the child, dog, be the dog walker, do the washing, the ironing, the cooking, the cleaning, hold down a full-time job, which can go into the night and in weekends sometimes as well, and I start super early, and do the brave everyday stuff, which is my passion and I love it.
Yeah.
I do believe that, and I'm not just talking about me, I'm talking about people in general. If there's one person in the family home that's expected to do everything, including making arrangements with friends and family and remember everyone's birthdays and all of that, I think that's not just an unrealistic, I think it's an unfair expectation.
100%. I've caught myself with having obviously a newborn. Well, he's 6 months now, 6-month year old. I've caught myself going, Lou will have the answers. Lou will have the answers. With different problems that arrive with that. And I don't know what it was. It was kind of a natural thing, like Lou will have the answers, and she doesn't sometimes. And it really is a tag team match, not a singles tournament. So, but I've fell into that role a lot of the time, thinking that Lou can do Lou has the answers, when realistically we should have the answers. So I'm guilty of that myself.
Yeah, but I also think you're being a bit hard on yourself there as well. I think everybody, like what we were saying about the percentage thing, right? Now, there's things that I'm good at, and there's things that other members of my family are good at. So that's where you pass the baton on to those people. My thing, and I know that you're not like this anyway, from from since we started being friends, you wouldn't let your girlfriend or your mum or whatever the scenario may be do everything for everyone and be that person without sharing a bit of the load, is what my point is. Because I think because of how I am in nature, I've always been sort of like that. But then it comes to a time where I'm adding extra to my plate other things, and now my day job is part US, so I'm working more evenings. That's how it comes. So I'm starting early and I'm finishing later.
Yeah.
That's when comes a time when you go, actually, hang on a minute. I'm one person. I don't have any time to just sit and chill of an evening. I can't do that as well, type thing. And that's what I think. Because like you said, there's always going to be things that Lou's going to be better at than you, or you're going to be better at than Lou. I need to meet Lou, by the way, because we talk about her all the time.
We'll get her on. We'll get her on at some point. She's shy, but we'll get her on, definitely.
I'd love that. But yeah, it's about balance. It's about give and take, and it's about not taking the PISS. I'm very good at spelling my swear words. Have you noticed?
I know. Yeah, I have to stop myself.
No, I love what you did earlier with the stuff. That's going to be a really good clip. I can't wait to share it.
But listen, this is amazing what we're doing. Hopefully, the people that are sending in the questions, I want more questions for us both, because I seem to think you answered it so well. I'm just trying to answer it, truthfully as well, and all that sort of stuff. And I'm looking forward to more questions and stuff like that.
Yeah, me too. No, it's been brilliant. I'm sure we will get more and more questions as we're building, because we're both building our platforms too, aren't we, as we go?
Yeah,
so
trying,
month by month, there'll be more questions, different kinds of people. And we're going to have Leon next month, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, mate. Lee's a boss character. He's good. He's good.
Yeah, he's
good. So tell him not to have his filter on. Last time I spoke to him, we had a filter on, and he looked completely different.
Well, that's what you can tell him after this, that there's no filters allowed on my...
There's no filter, mate. I don't even come on if there's no filter. So we'll have to,
We'd all do silly filters and look like a load of wallies for it. But no, I'll speak to him. I've ordered a cap that's coming this week.
Brilliant. I'm looking forward to getting one myself. Definitely.
Yeah. And he said he's going to order a wristband too. So that's what it's all about, helping each other, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%, mate. The support here is universal, and I'm just made up to have met you and working with Lee and things like that. This is brilliant. It's brilliant.
No, it is. It keeps me smiling, that's for sure. Having the right people in your life makes a huge difference.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Well, thank you, Lee. Thank you, Lee.
Thank you, Lee, as well. Lee, man, this is Lee. Is right, lad.
I can't stop laughing now. Thank you, Luke. You've been awesome, and I will speak to you soon.
Lou, thank you as well. And Lee, thank you. See you in a bit.
Bye.
Take care, mate.